But wait, there's more. Guys, if you haven't figured out how to view the live stream that I did with Dr. Barry, please do that. On the top of this channel, there's home, there's video, there's live streams, there's community wall, etc. But there's a live stream tab, so just go there and check out that video. This is just an extension of it. We're going to show you some stars at the end of this video, but right now we're just going to talk about some Bible verses and relate it to the triumphal entry and how it kind of might relate to the stars right now, this Passover season. Pretty exciting stuff. It was like kind of like a double, triple confirmation thing going on today.
Yeah, we had a wild day with this stuff.
Pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to share about this with you. So in the live stream, I mentioned the bands of Orion and how they are related to Pisces. Basically, the chord of bands that is in Pisces. We've got Jupiter and the Sun in Pisces. Again, we'll share this later with visual, but Venus is in Pleiades, the 7 stars. We've got 2 or 3 witnesses. We're going to bring up those verses. And we've learned today that there just wasn't one donkey.
Yeah.
There was 2.
This is why you read and read and read over and over and over again, right?
So go ahead. Take it away.
Okay, so we just woke up this morning and decided to read the accounts of the triumphal entry before we went to church, right? So we were just reading them and just read that they were bound. Well, actually, we read that it was because we hadn't caught the detail yet. Mm-hmm. So we're like, oh, the donkey was bound that Jesus rode in on, just like Pisces fish are bound. And the bands of Orion, right where the cloud of 2 or 3 witnesses is up there right now. So we just found that really cool. So we were like, oh, man, maybe the band of Orion being loosed is right now is God showing that the donkey is being loosed, just like Jesus said to 2 of his disciples, which was cool because he told 2 of them to go. And then here we go with 2 of the representation up in the stars, right on the bands. So we got bands in the sky. We got bands on the colt. So that was super cool. Do you have verses you wanted to read for that?
So okay, I'll slam down these verses. So this is Matthew 21. Shout out to
Ty Green.
Watch
that video.
He talked about that too.
It's really good.
So wonderful. Okay. Matthew 21 verse 5. Tell the daughter of Zion, behold, your king is coming. No, that's not right. Sorry.
No, go up, yeah.
Verse 2, saying to them, this is Jesus' words, go into the village opposite you, and immediately you will find a donkey tied and a colt
with her.
What?
Loose them.
Both of them.
Loose them.
Mm-hmm.
They're bound. Loose them.
Loose them.
And bring them to me. And if anyone says anything to you, you shall say, the Lord has need of them. Mm-hmm. And immediately he will send them. And in verse 1, which we didn't read, Jesus came to Bethpage at the Mount of Olives, and Jesus sent 2 disciples. So, like I said, Aaron will show you at the end of the video.
So we got 2 donkeys, 2 disciples, but in the stars we have 2 fish, and we have 2, we got a sun and Jupiter in the 2 fish, loosening the belt
in the
of
bands.
The donkey.
And in Job 38, he says, and again, you need to, if you haven't been blessed enough to watch the live stream, but okay, go ahead. Am I getting too ahead of myself?
No, it's great. Tell the daughter of Zion, behold, your king is coming to you, lowly and sitting on a donkey. So this is confirming Zechariah 9:9. I'm going to read Zechariah 9:9.
And it's the KJV that has the and.
Yes, there's different versions saying different things. Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, your king is coming to you. He is just and having salvation, lowly and riding on a donkey, a colt, the foal of a donkey.
So if you read Zechariah 9:9, and I searched through a bunch of different translations, but like right here, riding on a donkey, a colt, and the foal of a donkey. But this is still, look, donkey, comma, a colt, the foal of a donkey. So Zechariah is listing 2. Even if the word and isn't in there, there's still 2 listed, right? Which I don't know how I had overlooked that all these times. Just he rode in on a donkey. Go get the donkey, loose it up, bring it to me. But there was a mother and her colt there, which is just so interesting that they were bound. And in Job 38:31, talking about the bands of Orion, and you talked about it in the live stream, how the bands of Orion are the fish, on the fish of Pisces. It means a chord or a band, like a chord.
Band on the run. Okay, so Job 38:31. Canst thou bind the sweet influence of Pleiades, which is the 7 stars? We spoke with this on the live stream. Revelation chapter 1. Jesus is holding the 7 stars in his right hand. Oh my goodness. Loose the bands of Orion. Oh my goodness. Canst thou bring forth the Mazzaroth in his season? Okay. And then go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Before we go into the stellarium thing, I wanted to read Matthew 18:15 through 20, let's just say, okay? Moreover, if your brother sins against you, go and tell him his fault between you and him alone. If he hears you, you have gained your brother. But if he will not hear you, take with you 1 or 2 more, that by the mouth of 2 or 3
23 hint.
witnesses, 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established. We've got 2 or 3 witnesses in the stars. We've got Venus, Jupiter, and the sun. And if he refuses to hear them, tell it to the church. But if he refuses even to hear the church, let him be to you like a heathen and a tax collector. Assuredly, I say to you, here it is. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. And whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. And what does Job 38 verse 31 say? Who can loose the bands of Orion?
Can you loose? And Jesus said, loose the donkeys, untie them. Yeah.
The last verse, in verse 24, where 2 or 3 are gathered together.
In my name.
2 or 3 gathered in my name.
Okay, do you mind if we talk real quick about the Lord's Prayer with this?
Slam it down.
Okay, so Jesus said in the Lord's Prayer, your will be done, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So we know from the Lord's Prayer that when things are done on earth, they're first done in heaven. And so we've talked about it a little bit before. I think about like whatever's taking place on earth is also taking place up there. God shows us. And so it's really cool just to think out loud about it. Like on earth, we are bound, like if you take this verse here in Matthew 18, we're bound in the flesh. We're bound right now. And the Pisces are bound. But as these 2 or 3 witnesses enter them to loose the bands, like in Job, whatever's loosed in heaven will be loosed on earth. And so will we be like, are we being loosed from where we're bound in these fleshy bodies just right after it takes place first with the bands of Orion being loosed? It's just a cool thought and we've always thought like as war breaks out down here, it'll be because the war in heaven just broke out and Satan and his angels lose to Michael and his angels. And so war in heaven, war on earth, bands loosened, flesh loosened. It's just, I don't know. It's just a cool thought.
It's perfect. I'm going to show you stellarium now. I'll zip the camera around. Okay, so here's stellarium. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. But we got Venus, the 1 witness. We actually had Uranus and Mercury in there. We actually didn't even notice that on the live stream. But here's the conjunction, basically, of Jupiter and the Sun going through the bands of Orion, basically, right here. And these are your, 2 or 3 witnesses, I would say. But consider this. Consider the bands being loosed as there's the connection with triumphal entry, right? Like, could we consider that Cetus might represent the donkey and it's being loosed, Or another way to look at this is I would think that Jesus rode on the little donkey, and which represents the man-child, right? And so this would be a kind of a type and shadow of Christ riding on the donkey in a way, if you're looking at it in this angle. And in Revelation 12, the man-child's caught up, right?
Yeah, and there's a separation, and we can talk about it a little bit more, but the symbolism of Revelation 12, there's a mother, the woman, Israel, and then there's the child, the church, right? The man-child. So there's going to be a separation. And just like if these bands, and there's the good fish and bad fish and just always one taking one left, everything. But if the bands are loosed, then there's a separation here, right? Good fish, bad fish, and wheat and tare, and just very interesting.
Yeah. So this ties it all together again. Like I said in the live stream, if John's sitting there in Revelation 1, I think he would be witnessing this picture here. He's seeing the 7 stars in his hand. There's a description of the sun with him. It's right there. It's a real nice picture, and let's hope we zip out of here to the kingdom.
Yeah.
Until then, well, we'll see you in the clouds, guys, and go Jesus, go, right?
Yep. Go Jesus, go.
Okay, takarisi.